Hi there folks, welcome back to another video. This is Don at Affordable Desert Living. Well, I haven't put up a video for a bit just because I've been doing a lot of other things. And also it's been super hot. So I took a little break and went to Tucson and hung out with some friends and had a lot of fun just cooling off in the pool. And also I had a birding client. Some of you may or may not know, I have a bird tour company that is kind of on hiatus because I have so much going on. But I did have a client for several days, and that was a lot of fun. So we've had probably a couple weeks now where it gets to be about 100 during the day. And this year is a little different. Monsoons are a little sparse, and it's just really hot. But that said, I have been working away on my foundation for my big home, and that's been a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but I mean, honestly folks, it's just an incredible adventure. I had no idea years ago I'd be working on my own home. Just amazing. So I just wanted to show you what's going on with all that and give you an update. So previously what I was doing before is creating these forms made out of 2x4 to hold the cement for the pillars. And then I was leveling it up and then pounding these stakes in the ground, screwing the stakes to the forms to keep everything level. But I've changed that up and made it a lot faster. And then what I did is took the shovel and dug around here and lowered everything just so the string would clear. And now I have to build it all up again to be exactly the string's height, because that string is my guideline throughout this whole process about how high these pillars should be. So now I have to actually raise this up a little bit. So I'm going to use these little wooden pieces of stake. Actually, they're the ends of a stake that I got at Home Depot. And why I have them is Home Depot didn't have the right size. They were nice enough to cut the stakes down to the right length for me, and then they just gave me all these ends. Perfect. The back end needs to be raised up a bit. Oop, way too much. So I think what I'll do is I'll just scoop dirt under there. That looks good that way. And that looks good that way. Haha. Nice. A lot of folks said, Don, why don't you repurpose these forms rather than building new ones? Which is exactly what I plan to do. But it was more about the workflow. I wanted to build enough forms that I could basically do a lot of work and then not have to wait for the cement to dry before then I repurpose the forms. I hope that makes sense. The other comment I got was, gosh Don, why don't you use diesel fuel or something else to paint the inside of the forms so that they peel away from the cement really easy? It's so incredibly dry. I mean, you know, that once the cement dries, the wood's already dry, they pull apart really easily, which makes it great. Well, today, something really cool is happening. Off to the dentist, and hopefully I'll lose the old hockey player look. Wish me luck. Okay folks, what do you think? I think they did a pretty decent job overall. Okay, just 2 of these left to do. And we're done the columns. This one and this one. So I had a bag of mortar, and it was a big old bag, and it got really wet. So as you can see, it's ruined. Hopefully adding these old chunks of mortar that I can't use in any other way won't compromise the integrity of this cement pillar at all. Anyway, here we go. Well, it's getting late, past my dinner time actually, and the very last of the concrete columns to do here. There we go, the last of the columns. It's 100 degrees, so Brody is definitely thirsty. He came in with his girlfriend a little earlier. What has he got? Looks like a bottle cap. I wonder if he thinks it's an egg. Good morning, folks. It's a brand new day, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I better get going because it's already 80 degrees, and the goal for today is I'm going to take all the wooden forms off of these cement pillars or concrete pillars. And also you'll see that I've got cinder blocks placed on all of these pads, and the reason being I just couldn't wait. I just had to see what the height of my building would look like and when it's set on its foundation, and just to take a look at it all. And to be honest, it really got me amped up because I'm like, okay, I can see a building is really going to happen here. So anyway, stay tuned. Let's get some work done. Making progress. So the idea here is to build up some of those rough edges and smooth up these pillars a bit. And probably going to be a lot of work, more than I anticipated, but I just like the idea of having a finished product rather than kind of rough looking pillars. Even though no one will see them underneath the house, I just don't like the idea of leaving everything all rough looking. So here we go. Oh, and got to get going because it's going to be over 100 today. So we're using mortar here, and if I remember right, it mixes a little easier than the regular cement. Well, I think it's got the cake batter look, so that means it's ready to work. So it's really not about integrity. These pillars, even though they don't look that neat, should support what I need to have supported here with the floor. That's not it. But they look so poorly done, I just couldn't deal with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the mortar and dress those up some. And you can easily see the difference between those that I've finished up with mortar and those that have still yet to be taken care of. Well, another hot summer day in Dawn's off-grid kitchen, and you see we've got lots of cakes that we've got to ice and put the frosting on and make them look nice. And as they say, if you can't stand the heat, you better get out of the off-grid kitchen. Fortunately, I'm really heat tolerant, so let's start icing some of these cakes. I mean, putting mortar on some of these pillars. Let's get going before it gets to be 105. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be off-gridders. They'll be working hard way into their senior years. They'll talk about all the hard work they do daily. It'll make you sit down and break into tears. You know, one of the advantages of having a YouTube channel is that when you sift through the comments, you can pick up some valuable tips about construction. One of the things I didn't know about mortar is that before you apply it, you need to wet the surface of wherever you're going to put it. So that means the cement pillar that I have here needs to be wetted up. Well, I think this batch of cake icing, or mortar actually, looks about right. Any of you masons out there, you're welcome to comment, and should be interesting what you have to say. That'll do. And this lower area I will be covering up with a bit of dirt anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, the good thing is I'm really heat tolerant, but 104 degrees, yeah, even I'm going to pack it in. But got a lot done. One more day should complete this job, and that'll make me feel a lot better about this place. So, a lot of hard work, but I think this looks so much nicer than the awful Swiss cheese look of the unfinished columns that I had before. So as you can imagine, folks, I'm super excited about the next step. It's going to be actually working with wood, as in starting to put down the very wooden foundation for the floor, and then we go from there. And I know a lot of people have been curious just how this is all going to turn out. What is this building going to look like? And there's a lot of questions just about the foundation and just the overall build. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when my next video is coming out. And I really appreciate everyone that comes by and all your fantastic comments. I learn a lot, and it just encourages me as I continue working here. Thanks so much. See you on the next video.